research done by many who have had to surmount the numerous obstacles put in their path, possibly put in place to inhibit our way of thinking and to stop us deciding for ourselves how we wish to live. Above all, keep your mind open.
Well, for the first conspiracy theory of 2015, and in fact on Bay Radio, we're talking about contrails and chemtrails tonight. To explain, what is a contrail? Well, it's a sort of condensation trail or a vapour trail, and they're long, thin, artificial man-made clouds that sometimes form behind aircraft. Their formation is most often triggered by the water vapour in the exhaust of the aircraft engines, but can also be triggered by the changes in air pressure in wingtip vortices or in the air over the entire wing surface. Contrails are made of water in the form of a suspension of billions of liquid droplets or ice crystals. However, the atmosphere, the height of the flight path and several other factors must be in place for them to occur. There are many calculations that have been done that report that contrails can only happen with temperatures of -40 and the moisture levels of 70%. A US Environmental Protection Agency fact sheet on contrails explains that contrails, even long-lasting ones, are simply trails of condensation and are not harmful. However, conspiracy theorists have become actually suspicious that the contrails expelled from jets today are thicker and they linger longer than they did in the past. So, while they accept that contrails are a natural byproduct of jet engines, their suspicion is that the government has since used that excuse to put other substances in them, creating chemtrails or chemical trails. In addition, conspiracy theorists latch on to anecdotal evidence that connect epidemics of flu-like symptoms to instances of contrails. Those who believe that there's something fishy about contrails have come up with several theories to explain what the government could be covering up. One of the more extreme theories says that the government is intentionally spraying people with harmful substances in order to experiment with the effects or even to weed out the sick and elderly. However, many dismiss these theories on the grounds that such experiments would be of absolutely no real use. They say that the chemtrails would be released so high in the atmosphere that unpredictable winds would move them around significantly, making such experiments worthless and unreliable. Others speculate that the government is dumping barium salt aerosol on the land in order to assist in radar mapping for defence purposes. Still others believe that the government could be experimenting with weather manipulation for defence purposes. This actually isn't as much of a stretch as it may seem. As long ago as the 1950s, the British were able to successfully seed clouds with salt, dry ice and silver iodide to make rain. It would seem that weather manipulation then is a very possible and effective military defence tactic. Conspiracy theorists believe that it might have connections to HAARP, or HAARP. That's the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Programme, which studies the atmosphere to advance communication and navigation systems, which has been blamed by conspiracy theorists for many things, including causing earthquakes, droughts, storms and floods, diseases such as Gulf War Syndrome and chronic fatigue syndrome in 1996, the crash of TWA Flight 800 and the 2003 destruction of the Space Shuttle Columbia. Another popular theory is that chemtrails are well-intentioned attempts by the government to combat global warming or the depletion of the ozone layer by spraying particles to reflect the sun's radiation. However, if this is true, it's ironic that non-conspiracy theorist environmentalists blame contrails for polluting the skies. They say that jet traffic has become so bad that the sheer cloud cover from contrails, which can be seen from space, has been negatively affecting the environment and possibly contributing to global warming. So whether you consider the conspiracy hype healthy skepticism or paranoia, contrails are certainly an area of concern for the environment. If you want to learn even more, then there is a film freely available to watch on YouTube. It's just hit the headlines, in fact. It's made by two Italian brothers and called Chemtrails The Secret War. To quote the brothers, weather manipulation is only one collateral aspect of this phenomenon. They say what is at stake is a covert military agenda.
your mind open.